Hello and welcome to Fix It Aid. We are back again on this Easter bank holiday. I know, spoiling it, aren't I? Something a bit different today. As you can see, I've got a Pioneer SG-300 graphic equalizer here. Now, if you've been watching previous videos, you know that I like Pioneer, the old silver-faced Pioneer, and the blue Floriscan is particularly my favourite. So you've seen me do the cassette player previously and do a little bit of work on the amp. So I've got my hands on the correct, I did have an equalizer before, but I've got my hands on the correct model for my setup, which Pioneer would have released, the X series as they called it. So here it is. And it's not in bad nick, in all fairness. It does need a clean. And I've had a little fiddle with these switches so far. But there's a couple of things I want to address. Now, I want to check the caps on it later on. But one of my main focuses at the moment is going to be around the illumination. The lights on the front here. Now, they're red. From the factory, they're red. So I was going to keep them red initially, but what I found is they're actually very dim. Now, I'm not sure if that's a fault with this machine, or if it's just the LEDs are old, or is it that inside here are these little red caps as well that sit in front of the LEDs and sit in these little slots. Now, I've taken most of them out, just because I wanted to see how bright it was without them. Just to give you an idea of what they look like. That's them. So that little bit there just sits in here. Now I'm going to give you an example now of the brightness difference with and without that. So I'm going to turn the lights off now. I'm going to turn this on. Right, so as you can see, this one here is the one with that cap in, and it's not very bright at all. It's even coming across on camera better than it normally does. And then this is it with the caps off, so you can see the difference. But still, I don't think they are meant to be that bright, to be perfectly honest with you, but me being me, I like light. And the fact that you got, on my setup, we got all the blue Floriscan gauges doing their thing. I wanted this to stand out as well. And I just don't think it does. And plus with the red LEDs, it doesn't really match. So, what to do? Well, this is my thought. Let me turn this off. I'll actually tell you my thought once I've taken the front off. So let's do that first. Right, to take this front panel off here, these switches have to come off. So, and they can be a little bit tight. So what I tend to do is get a pliers inside a cloth, so you don't scratch them. I just pull them off like that. Let's take the face off now. Give that a clean before it goes back on. So what you have now is this. So you get your sliders. As I said, there's a red cap that sits in these. Now you've got to bear with me while I find the one that I left in, because I'm not going to be keeping them in. There it is. What I have to do here is get tweezers. Just pop it through like that. Yes, and it's out. Obviously I'm going to keep these. If I mod anything, I tend to keep, and I change parts, I tend to keep the original parts. Because A, if you want to return it to original, or you want to sell it and be able to say it can be turned back to originals. And B, you can't get hold of these things. It's hard to get hold of little things like that. So that's out the way now. So here we have it. Okay. So these LEDs now, if I just get my tweezers. I don't know if that's dirt or if they scorched. I don't know if you're going to get focusing on that. Yeah, see? It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. And you've got to bear in mind as well. Yeah, the square ones. Look, bear in mind, or rectangle, whichever one you say. These are. This unit's 1981. It was well, I think. So these are the same age as me. So they're 43. So I'm going to take these out and show you my plan. Again, I'm going to keep these. They all work. But it's nice to have the originals anyway. They all work in the red dead of the night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to clear what I'm on about. Okay, so there we have it. So I'm going to give this a clean in a minute. But I want to show you my plan. Now, as I said, I wanted the colours to match the blue fluoroscan gauges on the amp and cassette player and the tuner. So, initially, I thought, right, blue LEDs. As we know, the famous blue LED, the most difficult of them all. If you don't know what I'm on about, the person who created or invented the blue LED won a Nobel Peace Prize. I think it was a Nobel Peace Prize, wasn't it? All right. So, here's my plan, see? Now, the issue I have here is the colour. That is a bit too blue. Now, the way a fluoroscan, Pioneer's fluoroscan works is, yeah, it's your basic vacuum fluorescent display, but with a blue filter in the front of it. So it gives you the bluer look, but not as blue as this LED. So what I thought is, what about ice blue? Now, another issue you're going to have, even with these small LEDs here, is the caps around the edges. They got a bevel around the edges. Now this stops the LED going all the way in. And this one don't go in at all, right there. This stops the LED there. Alright. But the problem you have is it actually stops on this as well. See, now this switch should go down all the way to the bottom. But because of that bevel there, as you can see, it's stopping it. so the switches hang out, and then you get a glow from behind. It's not very tidy. So I had a look and nose about, and I couldn't find anyway. I couldn't find this shape in ice blue anyway. If you do know, let me know. But what I have got from Japan is these ones. Now, they're the round ones, but if you have a look, they haven't got the bevel. They're capless, as they said. So, to give you an idea of the colour of this one. Yeah, very nice, isn't it? Actually really nice. Really, really pretty. So, that's my idea. And because of that bevel's gone, it fits all the way in. So that's that problem solved. However, another problem exists. LEDs are naturally directional. The beam comes straight out the front at the bright, that's the brightest point. I think the idea here of these caps is to diffuse the light. But what's happened with age is these have clouded over, so they've got dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and the LEDs themselves with age have got dimmer, so you're not seeing much. But the problem is, as I showed you here, is when you've got this on, you've got this piercing blue light, and you don't want that. You want it a bit more subtle. So my plan is to diffuse, make these LEDs diffused, and to do that I got some sandpaper. What I'm going to do is rough the LED up. Effectively diffusing it. So it's making the light disperse around rather than come out that one point. Only thing is you've got to make sure it's all cloudy. Otherwise you're going to have light spots. Oh, that might be alright actually. Let's have a look how that's done. Let's get that battery back. Right, that is more directional. More spread out, I mean, sorry. But I still got arc eye. So let's give it a little bit more. Let's get all the sides done. Let's give it a wipe off. Let's get that coin battery, sorry, button battery, whatever you want to call it. Now look at that now. Look at the difference now. So that's my plan. That is my plan. So I'm going to do that now to all of these. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put them in one by one as I do them. So let's get this done. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, after much dust later, there's the sandpaper, look. Let's put that out of the way a second. All the LEDs are in now. And as you can see, they're not clear anymore. Let me just put these screws back in. They've got a frosty look. And that's exactly what I was going for. So now, the light won't be so directionally focused ahead. It'll be dissipated a bit more around the actual LED itself. So what I'm going to do now is just have a nose about. Let's put this light on. I'm going to use this one as well. Just have a look to see what these caps look like. Now I point out again, I'm not smelling anything, which is a big plus. These transistors, look, no heat sinks on them. Can't get that hot then, can I? So yeah, not smelling anything. There's no fish smell, there's no burning smell. There's no leakage, no residue. So personally, I'm happy with that. Looking down here, it's just very clean, to be honest with you. Very clean. So, speaking of clean, I'm gonna get my brush now. Oh, actually, I'm gonna use this one. And I'm gonna give the inside a clean now. Inside here. Just to get these big chunks of dust off. See, it's not dusty in here. It's not. When I had the amp, honest to God, you could spoon the dust out. It's crazy. But this is very clean, so I don't want to disturb too much. These caps all look really good. So what I'm going to do now is put it back together and see what it looks like. Moment of truth. That is lovely. Let's turn these lights off so I can get a better view. How nice is that? Still bright, don't get me wrong, but nowhere as intense as they were originally. So let's put the light back on. Let's put the case back on. just 4 screws in the sides, 2 screws either side. So there we have it. My Pioneer SG-300 with a bit of a modded look that fits in now with the rest of it. I think a bit more than it did, in my opinion. But like I said, nothing has been done here that can't be undone, and it can be put back to original quite easily. So thanks for watching. It's a bit of a different video tonight. I know, not quite a fix-it video, more of a just have a look, see what you think video. Let me know what you think of this, these colours, in the comments below. And please share, subscribe, like, spread my channel about if you do like it. It does really help me. I'm really enjoying the channel, and I'm really enjoying the fact that people are commenting, and I love commenting back and having a discussion. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video, which will be back to form, a fix-it video. So until then, ta-ra, but